start. Okay. Hey guys, Brian Hilliard here, author of the best-selling book, Networking Like a Pro, and you are listening to 2 quick ways to get more business from networking. And I gotta tell you what, I am fired up about this one because as busy entrepreneurs, we spend a lot of our time networking. Right? We're going out, we're trying to get more business. You hear me talk about the relationship economy and how word of mouth is the way if you want to be able to grow your business. But a lot of times what happens is, I don't know about you guys, but for me when I was first starting out, I would go out and network and I would meet all these people and I would do, what these gurus and stuff were telling me, but I wasn't able to actually monetize that and turn that into bottom line business. Right? I would go out, I would meet folks, I would do all of these things, just like I said. I would go to the chamber, and I don't have a problem with the chamber, by the way, but I would go to the chamber, I would go to leads groups, I would go to this, I would go to that, and I gotta tell you, it was frustrating. Okay? It was frustrating spending all this time, it was exhausting spending all of this money and effort, and it was just something where, for me, I was almost this close from giving up networking. I mean, a lot of people, don't know that, but I was this close because it wasn't making any sense, okay? So what we're going to be able to do is we're going to talk to you a little bit about what you can do to actually better monetize your networking activities and obviously get more business from the networking that you do. So we've distilled it into 2 things, all right? One of which if you've seen me speak before, you've heard me talk about. If you haven't, then that's fine, it'll be new to you. And another one that you may or may not have heard me talk about either, but we're putting them together right here, all right? 2 quick things to help you get more business from your networking. The first one is something that is absolute, well, both of these are non-negotiable, but this is more non-negotiable than the other, which is you absolutely have to create a rock-solid, unique selling proposition, okay? One of the reasons why networking doesn't work for a lot of people is because they don't have a attention grabber, right? They have this, when someone asks them what they do, they talk about how they're, this, that, or the other, and they kind of, and you've seen this before, they kind of go into this long, arcing, discussion about what it is that they do, and whatever, and, you're reaching for the snooze button. Right, if you're listening, okay? Because it doesn't make sense, and quite frankly, it's not of interest to you. So what I tell people is if you want to be able to get more business through your networking, you have got to put together a unique selling proposition. Now, here's what I do. I always tell my clients, you want to first figure out who it is that you're working with, all right? And then what it is that you help them do. So again, if you've heard me speak, you've heard me talk about this. I say I help busy entrepreneurs market their business in less than 90 days. Right? You see the group that I'm working with, busy entrepreneurs. You see the benefit that I provide to them. Now that's important. All right? Notice I didn't say, well, I work with busy entrepreneurs to, whatever, to coach or whatever. No. What I said was I work with this group to help them get this solution. Now, just as an FYI, that solution actually manifests itself in a few different ways. We've got programs on, 7 simple ways to get more business, how to market your business in less than 90 days, how to grow and monetize your reputation as an expert. These are different things, tools, ways, methods of manifesting. Manifestations probably is the best word. These are different manifestations of getting more business, but the core product for me, if you were to work with me, if you were to plug in to me, buy my books, resources, or do some of my stuff, you would be there with the implication, all right, that I would be helping you get more business. And that's what needs to be crystal clear when you're meeting these people, when you're networking. And that is why having a good elevator pitch or unique selling proposition is so important. It helps people engage in a conversation where you can say to them, all right, they ask you what you do, you provide an answer to them in a way that's compelling, and then bam, you guys are talking about your business, all right? So that sets up the first part. Now, the second thing when it comes to getting more business from your networking activities, this also is non-negotiable, and this is follow-up. All right, you have got to be following up with people. Here's the email that I like to say. One of the things, we actually have a report on how to get more business from everyone you meet. how to get more referrals, excuse me, from everyone you meet. And one of the things that we talk about there is an email. And quite simply, it says this. It says the subject line is nice to meet you at whatever the event was. So it might say nice to meet you, at the chamber event. And it says, hi, my name is Brian Hilliard. We met the other day over at the XYZ event. Hey, listen, I really enjoyed our conversation and was hoping I could learn a little bit more about what you do. Okay, I was wanting to see if you had some time for coffee, maybe next week. How does next Tuesday sound? Bing, bam, boom. All right, you copy, you paste, you shoot that email out to the people that you meet. Now, you don't have to send it out to everyone. People sometimes ask me, well, Brian, I meet 1 million people, a day, a week, a month, networking. Do I have to send out this email to everyone? No, you don't. No, you don't. What I personally do, okay, is I'll just take, and I'm just going to be blunt here with you guys, I take the business cards and I put them into my A and B column. I mean, right? And those are kind of, self, you can kind of figure out what they mean. The A column is the people who, I got a vibe with, I thought, was good. Maybe they wanted to work with me. I have some people who say, boy, you know what? Can you send me some more information, or can you talk with me a little bit more about this? That type of thing. Fine. I'll absolutely do that. Then my B column, they're not bad people. These aren't bad people. These are not bad people, but they aren't people for me, right? They either don't want to work together, didn't get a good vibe, maybe there's not an opportunity even as a referral partner. That's the other thing from networking. People think going to do networking is just about getting direct business, and that's not true. A big part of business is getting referrals. I mean, I remember when I first got started, my whole business when I went out and networked was getting speaking engagements. I mean, I'm not making people, I don't know if people think I make this up, I'm not. Okay, when I was starting out, I would go out, I would network, people didn't know who I was, and I would go out and, we would do one-on-one coffees, and we'll talk about that in a second. We would do one-on-one coffee connections, and from there I would get speaking engagements. I would tell them, hey, listen, here's what it is, and here's what we're trying to do. Okay, so those are 2 ways that you can get more business through networking: creating an elevator pitch or unique selling proposition, and then following up with these people. Now, let me give you a bonus tip if you don't mind. All right, anybody mind? No, it doesn't even look like Barley minds. As a matter of fact, Barley looks like he's out. Anyway, bonus tip for you, all right, is when you follow up, sometimes people follow up, right? They do these first 2 things, but then they go meet the person and that still doesn't turn into business, either referral or direct. Part of the problem is how you actually set up this meeting. So we call this a coffee connection, all right? And here's how this goes. First of all, it's about 45 to 50 minutes over at a coffee shop. Secondly, it is over coffee, not lunch or anything like that. Sometimes people ask me, should I do it at lunch? No. Third, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you spend the first 25, 30 minutes understanding their business and adding value. So I'll ask questions like, hey, listen, tell me a little bit about your business, tell me who's an ideal client, tell me who's a good referral for you. Basically what you're trying to figure out is, how can I help you? All right, you're asking them good questions. And then what you do is you actually engage them. You say, all right, I don't know if somebody, people ask me, well, what if I don't know anybody I'm talking to a realtor and I don't know of anybody who's looking to buy or sell a home right now. That's fine. That's fine. What you can do is, if you understand where they're going with their business and who a good referral partner is, then in your contacts, you can point them in that direction. And if you really want to kick it up a notch, I actually have my contacts, I'll have them on my phone. I'll look them up online. I use a CRM called Less Annoying CRM. So there's different ways to be able to do that. My point is that you spend the first 25 to 30 minutes connecting with them, understanding their business, asking questions, and providing value, preferably in the form of 2 or 3 contacts who can help move their business forward. All right? Then, after that, they will, 9 times out of 10, say, well, boy, what can I do to help you out? Right? And that's a great question. You say, well, as you know, John, I help busy entrepreneurs market their business in less than 90 days. And, for me, one of the things that I really do is I'm looking for speaking engagements to be able to go out and talk to these entrepreneurs. I don't know if you happen to know of anybody who, is doing speaking, or maybe is a chamber or a business group or something like that. And usually what they'll say is, oh, okay, so tell me some of your topics. What do you talk about? Okay, you see how I turned that around? But the reason why that worked was a couple things. Number 1, because of the unique selling proposition in the first place. And number 2, because I had helped them out previously, right, during that conversation. It's called reciprocity. Because I help you, you are going to be more likely, more inclined, maybe not more likely, well, more likely and definitely more inclined to do the same for me. All right? And that's how you're able to get more business through your networking. You got to create a unique selling proposition. You need to then be able to follow up with these folks. And then from there, you need to be able to go out there and ask for the business. I talk about that all the time. Ask for the business in the form of a unique selling proposition, what it is that you do, ask some more questions, have a good conversation, and I'm telling you, that will turn into more business and help you better monetize your networking activities. All right? Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that's something that you can see yourself using. But in the meantime, my name is Brian Hilliard saying so long, take care, and thank you for your time.